Okay, this is part two of the September 15th, 2021 AEW Dynamite review. About to watch Jade Cargill versus Legit Layla Hirsch. And as I stated at the end of the previous video, not really sure how this is going to go. So we will see after the match. I'm not going to put the match on the video. Yeah. Let me amend my thoughts. As the competitors have made their entry, last week they were in Brian Pillman Jr.'s hometown. He lost. Here we are in New Jersey. We are just near to Legit Layla Hirsch's hometown. I wonder if she's going to lose because now Pillman has beef with MJF that is going to persist for a while, and there's going to be some learning. So the interesting thing here is if Hirsch loses and has all this rematch business and everything, and they're going to do a David versus Goliath, but girls. Can't think of a female equivalent story. Otherwise, I would have said that name instead. Both of these wrestlers are pretty green. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So it's like these two ladies are doing like the practice learning version of what MJF is going to do with Pillman, although MJF just had it done with him with Jericho in a way. Yeah. So anyways, still not sure how this is going to go. All right, so it did go as predicted. After all, as my last minute thought was, Hirsch lost. Apparently, it was a very competitive match. Unfortunately, the picture-in-picture advertisement on the on-demand app does not show it. So I missed about 5 minutes of an 8-minute match because of advertisements. Not good for women's division for it to be like that. I wish they could do something other than have a complete interruption for the app. I know that Fight TV and the other online things have the full match through the picture-in-picture. It stands to reason that TNT would have the footage available that they could insert that. Like, we'll be back after picture-in-picture. Cut to the ad, and then right after the picture-in-picture, start where you left off on where the ad would be. So that if you watch it and go back through the slider bar on the app, you would be able to see through the picture-in-picture. You get your ads, you also get your full match. I would have really enjoyed watching that entire match. So anyways, yeah, basically it was started off pretty crazy, went to commercial, missed out. Oh, that was the most competitive match we've ever seen. Well, fuck, dude. And then the commercial break returns and seriously, okay, I didn't see the most competitive match. I saw Layla Hirsch go, no. 1, 2, 3, she's done. So anyways, I'm sure there will be beef and promo cutting and all kinds of stuff. Tag team matches and things. A lot of stuff on Dark, I'm sure. And now, they're moving into a promo with Andrade El Idolo. And they're doing the subtitles again. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I have no trouble understanding the man no matter what. Now, I speak a bit of Spanish, but this guy's not speaking in Spanish. He's speaking in English. He's just speaking in English with a cartoonish accent. But in, Mexican American or whatever. So I don't know why they have these subtitles. I mean, do as many people complain about, I don't understand what he's saying? I mean, it's like the Stone Cold thing that was a borderline racist, but as part of the storyline where the Nation came out and said something, Farouk talked, and Stone Cold goes, I have no idea what you just said. I didn't understand a word of it. And everyone's like, wah. it's like somebody in the people are like, oh, I don't understand a word Andrade's saying, and then, so they put the subtitles up, and everybody that's like got half a brain is like, dude, really, why? And so then they take him down for a while, and it's like, I don't know what he's saying. So, anyways, we're gonna find out what Andrade has to say. Not sure I care. Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. Alright, so apparently Andrade just wanted to reiterate the thing that everybody already knew, but with subtitles, that he did not ask Chavo to interrupt the match. Chavo has been sent packing. He thinks he is the best. Yeah, he's really good, but okay. It's cartoony. I am the king.
Subway has so much to do with Infinity in that last ad. Like the new steak.
So then we got CM Punk talking about Andrade until Taz walks up and starts a bunch of business where Hook gets CM Punk in a dragon sleeper while Hobbs kicks him in the stomach, and then Hobbs tells Hook to clear the announce table, and Hook tells the guys to get out of the way and moves all the monitors and picks up Punk in basically a choke slam and tries to choke slam him through the announce table, but I am the table occurs, and then Punk rolls off to the side onto the floor as the table rolls to the side, and Hobbs says, I'm cool, man, I'm cool, I'm good. And that was the end of the segment. Now we're running ads. I can't tell if Punk said Bob or Mom when he was laying on the floor. Looked like he got knocked out and woke up and was like, Mom? I don't know. Fun times. Very excellent stuff.
How to get their dishes as clean as possible.
So,
I tell them we should.
in the midst of the Darby Allin versus Shawn Spears match, goes to picture-in-picture. Commercial break. The app tries to load. I'm watching the Wednesday night program on Saturday afternoon, and their target demographic-based ad algorithm is having difficulty coming up with ads to show. So I just went from 155 seconds to 90 seconds to 64 seconds to 75 seconds, and in this time, I've seen the first 30 seconds of a Subway ad, which then froze and then skipped. Now I'm down to 44 seconds and counting down with an ad. Oh, and this one's relevant. Pro Enamel Tooth Repair. Because they're not paying attention to the people that are watching.
It's innovative. My go-to toothpaste is going to be Pro Enamel Repair.
It's time-consuming but hilarious watching the app fail to find ads that will play at the time slot that are appropriate for the audience.
Let's talk cash out. Why do you invest $1 in a chunk of stock? And another. And another. Until you build a whole portfolio. You can do it with Cash App. Because Cash App lets you do more with your money.
Cash App advertisement, there was something that was on the bunch of weird devices they were just showing that looked like sex toys. So the start of the match before the advertising break, there was not a lot of wrestling. There was a lot of outside the ring spectacle. Some pretty cool interactions between Spears and Sting. Then they go to break, and we get back, and obviously there's been some wrestling, which I haven't got to see because it does not show the picture-in-picture part. So now we're going to wait and see if more actual wrestling happens, because both of these guys are actually pretty good at it, although they're also good at the destructive stunt spots. There's a code red. And of course, Spears washed the makeup off of Darby's face and all that. Total disrespect, going to break. So we'll return after the match and discuss. Wow, he is wiping the makeup off of Sting. Holy crap.
Disrespect.
So Darby won the match. FTR came out.
Disrespect for one of the biggest stars.
Oh, wow, yeah, no, they're blowing their nose literally on Sting and Darby.
Rivals here in AEW, Bryan Danielson has called out one man
and Tully versus Sting is going to
The way
happen
that
too.
all of the elite acts and dresses sound to me like people who are insecure. So I'm not exactly
there's
going
this
after
guy.
all of the elite. I'm going after one member of the elite.
So anyways, yeah, it's a decent match. Nothing particularly especial, but I think the afterbirth was more the point. Fun times. It was well done. Sting no sold a chair shot, but totally sold the pile driver. And yeah, there's going to come a point here soon. We're going to see Sting versus Tully. It's going to be great.
Stop, you piece of shit!
Ooh. All right, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen with this bit, but now we got some good back and forth. Got Danielson throwing some good stuff around here. Don Callis, priceless as always. The crowd with their yes chant, and then Don's reaction to that was great. It's one of those they talk about, how do you deal with a what? How do you deal with a yes? How do you deal with the audience doing this thing? And it's like they yesed it. Or it was, he says, match between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. What do you say? And then Callis steps in and says, he says no. And the audience is like, yes, 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 yes. And he's like, no, no. Like, perfect. These guys are so great. I'm having fun watching this. This is really good back and forth. And I'm looking forward to the match. That will be a great match. By the way, we have had audience chants to the effect of shut the fuck up, as well as piece of shit repeatedly on this live cable TV show.
You've lost the step.
Alright, so while this commercial thing loads. Oops. Having trouble playing this video right now. Looking at... Hang on, I gotta get this queued back up. Let's see, Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer co-promoted what I believe is going to be a really epic tag team match. Suzuki's whole thing is that he's demanding that his theme song be played in its entirety and not be cut off by Moxley's theme. Kind of bookends the beginning of the night with a challenge like that to the end of the night where we're going to have 2.0 and Daniel Garcia versus Kingston and Moxley. See how that goes. And let's skip this ahead of the main event. Trying to get this thing to load. Alright, I believe I've got it going. So yeah, we've had Miro answered Fuego's challenge for a rematch on the TNT title with the car at stake. Looks like fun. Trying to get this Moxley Kingston match up so I can be done with this video. Get ready for work. Really having a hard time.
That's my son.
Now we've got to have 30 seconds worth.
We call that the green light effect. Green light?
And at 24 we freeze.
And now you owe me a debt, and I will collect. I always collect. Orange Cassidy made a mockery of my business, pro wrestling, for far too long. I am sick and tired of your antics. I'm gonna take away everything from you that's cool.
An in-show
and I'm
ad?
gonna start with your hair. I'm gonna shave your head and turn Orange Cassidy into the Orange Egghead. Well, coming up this Friday night at 10 p.m., it's AEW Rampage, AEW World Tag Team Championship.
I'll be watching Rampage tomorrow, possibly reviewing that as well.
And now Miro will defend the TNT Championship against Fuego del Sol.
That's going to be a good one.
Next week, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, 4 hours of wrestling across
Also going to be a good
2
one.
nights. It's essentially a pay-per-view on TNT. Next Wednesday for Dynamite Grand Slam at 8 p.m. And then next Friday night, 2 hours of action. And ladies and
2 hours of Rampage next week. That's pretty cool. And then I think the week after that's the one where they have a Saturday Night Dynamite after a Friday night.
Before his first match on television in over 7 years. Plus, Cody Rhodes returns. He'll take on Malachi.
Yeah, that's gonna be a wild week. Because then they've got a Saturday Night Dynamite coming up right after a Rampage as well.
And just signed FTR will take on the Icon Sting and Darby Allin. And then next Friday
I like to see that
2
one.
hours of Rampage Grand Slam. A spectacular 6-person tag team match. Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus versus the Super Click. And CM Punk takes on Powerhouse Hobbs. Plus, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager team up to take on the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Wow! Grand Slam! Those matches just announced by Tony Khan. Can't wait to get to Arthur Ashe Stadium.
So now we're going to have Mox and Kingston versus 2.0. This should be pretty good. 2.0 is actually pretty good. Very charismatic. Mox and Kingston are magical beings, apparently. Love what they're doing. Running the final advertisement break, I believe, during the main event. So far, it's a decent match. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary. Just the whole thing being 2.0 are going around calling out, and Daniel Garcia as well, calling out people trying to, they're just like, I'll challenge you. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, we know who's going to win, but have yet to see a real competitive match here with this combination of Moxley and Kingston versus 2.0, but we'll see what happens after the break here. There's a little bit of time left, but I don't know, it's like, you know, the opener tends to be the real main event these days. They kind of book backwards like that, is that they will start with something that is the big bash to get people going, and then they will kind of move to the undercard and up the mid-card to the main event. And in this one, the main event, these are main event dudes and everything, but it's not, you know, a championship match or anything like that. It's just, you know, a match. But Mox and Kingston are really good. 2.0 are really good. I'm sure the rest of this match will be quite entertaining as well. Whatever ending comes of it, some weird alliance or some excuse for Garcia to call somebody out too. That kid, for the tiny amount of time that he's been in the business, is a fierce competitor with some really good moves. I don't just mean like I like the moves that he performs. I mean like the kid can work. So I got about 80 seconds here waiting before I get back to that match, and I'll let you know what I think after the match is done. Interesting. So we've got back from the commercial break. We're in the midst of the match. 2.0 tries to do a Irish whip, but it fails. Their hands leave contact. First I'm like, did they have a miscommunication? Seemed like that was... Did they just botch on live TV? And then they said that it was palm sweat thing. Apparently it's part of the match storyline from what they're, like the way they're describing it. Like, okay, but here's the thing. I'm watching this out of chronological order of the events that I've already recorded other videos on the topic of. But here we are, Wednesday night, an expression was just used. And the same expression was just used Thursday or Friday regarding a censorship situation. And the common phrase here that it's just so weird that like Wednesday it was said on TV, and then some journalists and live streamers said it Thursday. And actually it may have been on Wednesday that they said this too. So all around the same day basically. Why did the word unforced error propagate mimetically through the culture? Weird. So anyways, this this match continues for another 5-ish minutes. Nobody runs wild quite like Eddie Kingston.
Oh, what a pair to drop to, these two guys.
Oh no! Oh! Kingston and Moxley just wrecked Jeff.
Lariat
Parker.
suplex combo move. Dude.
Hell Different by 2.0.
Here are your winners.
Dude.
Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. Right to now with a violent crowd.
Those new punks come up and they're like, yeah, let's go. And then the oldsters are like, fine, we'll give you a match. And they wrestle for a bit and they're like, okay, we're done playing around, time to win.
Kingston and Moxley in the ring.
Crazy.
I'm ready.
Now, with the amount of time left on the show, 4 minutes time. We got some kind of promo and we got some kind of afterbirth. Oh, who's coming? Oh, Suzuki.
Suzuki's returned.
That would be hilarious if he came out and said, I don't want to fight, I just wanted to hear my song play all the way through.
Suzuki. We've gone over his accolades time and again. And he was humiliated that all this music didn't play. He thought he was disrespected.
It was so much more than that. This is a man trained by the legendary Carl Gotch, a man that commands respect from any room that he walks in, and he felt completely disrespected last week in Cincinnati. He felt everything was against him. He felt the officials, the referees were biased against him.
And there he is, Minoru Suzuki. Busted open, he had to go over his right eye.
Yeah, look how bruised it is. Those 7 stitches removed from his eye as Suzuki casually.
Somebody's got a sign that says the Suzuki incident.
Echoes throughout the Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey.
One of the most evil, brutal, uncaring, relentless man I've ever seen in my career.
And he's eyed split open by Moxley. It happened in Cincinnati. And Suzuki feels the whole night was an insult to him.
Suzuki looking for the adulation.
Well, he's got the respect. And look at this. Lance Archer pulls Kingston out.
I think Suzuki and Moxley back at it.
Moxley and Kingston doing battle with Suzuki and Archer. Of course, in Japan, Archer and Suzuki, they were teammates in Suzuki-gun, the Suzuki Army in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, we heard earlier from Lance Archer about that. We saw the footage. Oh, Suzuki just...
So we got Suzuki and Mox fighting ringside, and we got Archer and Eddie fighting off through the crowd.
Rolling around the Prudential Center here. This has been such a chaotic night.
Leading into what will be another chaotic night on Friday.
Oh, Suzuki puts up the brakes. Oh, boy, Moxley got him. He just overpowered him.
I couldn't tell if that looked like a Sega Saturn sitting on the Spanish announce table. It's kind of weird,
The face.
whatever that device was.
And now on the timekeeper's table.
Oh, the timekeeper, sorry.
Precarious position.
Maybe that was a bell? That didn't look like a bell.
Oh, my God. Wait a second.
Dodge pile driver on the freaking table as the TV show cuts out.
He's going to try to
Oh,
put it
nope.
on him. And the ring bell is right below. Got it.
Oh, he was going to try and drop him on the bell.
That damaged eye of Minoru Suzuki.
Man, this is an uncontrolled rivalry that we may have. I can't wait to see these guys get after it in a legitimate tag team match.
Absolutely incredible. But coming up this Friday night Rampage at 10 p.m., the AEW World Tag Team Championship will be decided.
Lucha Bros versus Butcher and the Blade will be fun.
Grand Slam, the dream match. Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us and inviting us to your home with the great Tony Schiavone. It's Caliber. I'm Jim Ross saying good night, everybody.
All right, so decent episode, not bad. Things are good. This is kind of one of those things where there's nothing particularly bad about that. It's just not the grand spectacle that the last several weeks have been, and you get to that point of overstimulation, or, how do you follow that up or whatever? Well, you follow it up with consistent quality, which appears to be the case. I will say I'm very glad that the Lucha Brothers have got their tag team belts. The Bucks had a good run. It was very good for storytelling to have everybody in championship positions as they reeled in all this talent to the company and whatever else, and the crowd gets to see guys, act like doofuses and get their butts kicked or whatever. But it is about time that the Lucha Bros have the AEW tag titles. They are one of, if not the best tag team in that company, if not the business, and they deserve it. So, yeah, overall, I don't know. I'd rate this one a 4 out of 5 for sure. Maybe a 4.25 out of 5. It was a good show. 4.5 even, depending. But save that for the ones where we get the big matches. So we'll see what Rampage looks like. And I'll try and get this part 1 and part 2 uploaded today. And tomorrow I will record the Rampage review and upload that probably while I'm at work as well.